The Jaecoo J5 EV has already hit 1,000 orders in just weeks at under $37,000 drive away. ANCAP has handed out 2 new 5-star ratings without crashing any more cars. And a major study shows EV batteries are holding up way better than expected. Plus, new pricing for Cadillac's Optiq and Vistiq, and a push for smarter tax policy on utes versus EVs. This is Plugged in Australia. G'day everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Plugged in Australia. Today is Wednesday, the 4th of March 2026, and I'm your host Jamie. Today we've got strong local sales news, new safety data, battery longevity proof, apartment charging help, and fresh model pricing and policy angles. Let's get straight into it. Safety first. ANCAP has awarded 5-star ratings to 2 new vehicles without putting them through fresh destructive crash testing, using what's known as its partner models rules. Partner models are basically very similar vehicles that share the same platform and safety structure, so ANCAP can use crash test data from one to rate the other without having to crash extra cars. The Denza D9 plug-in hybrid 4-wheel drive scored 86% adult occupant, 95% child occupant, 75% a vulnerable road user, which is up slightly thanks to its different front end, and 78% safety assist. It's the first vehicle over 3.5 tonne GVM to earn 5 stars. The rating is based on the smaller Denza B5's test from late 2025 with extra pedestrian and driver checks where needed. The Hyundai Elexio mid-size electric SUV scored 88% adult, 86% child, and 77% vulnerable road user, which is also improved, and also 85% safety assist. Its ratings draw from the closely related Kia EV5, with ANCAP doing its own pedestrian and assistance validation. Both ratings sit under the 2023-2025 criteria and remain valid as long as the cars launch within the required window. ANCAP CEO Carla Hurweg said the results show, quote, solid occupant protection combined with advanced crash avoidance technology, end quote, and that consumers expect this level of safety no matter the powertrain. For Australian buyers, the Elexio arrives in showrooms hopefully later this month, while the Denza D9 is already available as a luxury plug-in hybrid off-roader. It's a practical reminder that shared platforms and good documentation can deliver proven safety without extra cost or delay. Alright, sticking with the safety theme and shifting to a little bit of a bigger safety picture, the Australian Electric Vehicle Association is highlighting how autonomous driving tech could dramatically cut our road deaths. Human error causes around 90% of crashes, and Australia still loses roughly 1,300 lives a year on the roads, plus many more injured. AEVA member Dave Southgate argues that full self-driving systems, like those already in supervised use, react faster than humans, never fatigue, and don't get distracted, potentially more or less eliminating road trauma if we push adoption. He points to real-world demonstrations at the 2025 Everything Electric show in Melbourne, where Tesla FSD got plenty of attention. AEVA's view is that starting with robo-taxis in major cities would generate the safety data needed to prove the case, eventually allowing us to phase out pedals and wheels on new vehicles where the tech is clearly safer. It's a forward-looking take that ties directly into the EV conversation. Many of the best autonomous systems are being developed on electric platforms. AEVA's Canberra branch has launched a public register of EV-friendly strata complexes to help apartment dwellers actually charge at home. So far, it lists 22 buildings that allow some form of on-site charging, either individual outlets wired back to each apartment's meter or shared bays run by third-party operators who bill residents directly. The register pulls data from members, owners' corporations, strata managers, and plug share, and anyone can view it online. AEVA spokesperson Dr. Peter Campbell explained it's about giving transparency so tenants and buyers know which complexes are ready for EVs. Chair of One Owners Corporation, Julie Campbell, said modernising facilities makes buildings more attractive to future owners and renters, while Robin Eckerman from the Owners Corporation Network added that strata residents deserve the same convenience as people in houses. Canberra already has one of the highest EV ownership rates in the country. This register is a practical step to keep momentum going as more people move into apartments. If you live in strata, it's worth checking the list and encouraging your body corporate to get on board. Just to expand on that story a little bit, to make charging practical without overloading buildings' electrical supply, many of these complexes and new installations are turning to smart chargers with dynamic load management. These systems constantly monitor the entire building's power draw from the grid in real time and automatically ramp down the charger's output if the complex is getting close to its allocated power. A charger might start at a full 7 kilowatts, but drop all the way down to 1.4 kilowatt, or even pause briefly. Just remember, 1.4 kilowatt, that's less than a kettle. Kettles generally pull at least 2 kilowatts. Yes, I understand a kettle's not running for hours on end, but that's the sort of draw that you're talking about that it's going to ramp down to. During evening peak demand, then they'll ramp back up again, and obviously overnight usage is reasonably low. Now this prevents tripped fuses, avoids expensive grid outages, and keeps everything legal. You've got brands like My Energy with their Zappy, Wallbox, Polestar with the Power Boost, Charge Hub Flex, and there's some local solutions from Jet Charge or Schneider, and they are widely used for exactly this in Australian strata buildings. So if you, as I said, if you are in a strata complex and that is an objection, we're going to trip the main breaker or the main fuse, this is an option. You don't need to worry about that because you're going to drop it. And if they say, we don't want it to draw at all, then you're going to stop everybody from boiling the jug at the same time. We're going to stop everybody from turning an oven on. People need to be a little bit more realistic. So, demand management is an excellent idea for in cases like this where you need to share the load. The other issue that is usually brought up is the safety issue, or the perceived safety issue, I should say. Some owners' corporations still worry about EVs in underground car parks. The real data, puts that concern in perspective. Road-registered electric vehicles have between 1/10 and 1/20th the fire risk of petrol or diesel cars per kilometre driven. That's according to Fire and Rescue New South Wales figures and EV Fire Safe analysis. There have only been 6 documented EV battery fires in Australia to date, none caused by charging. While petrol and diesel vehicles catch fire around 7 times a day in New South Wales alone. Makes sense, you're literally carrying around combustible liquid. Modern EVs have sophisticated battery management systems and thermal runaway protection, and the Australian Building Code Board now provides clear guidance on installing chargers in buildings. When paired with proper fire-rated enclosures and the dynamic load management that I mentioned before, the overall risk is lower than many people assume. So just keep that in mind, and if you're going into a strata meeting, a body corporate meeting, and you want to get a charger and this is what you're up against, bring your facts with you. Some big local sales news. The Jaecoo J5 EV has already passed 1,000 orders just weeks after hitting dealerships. Launched in December at an aggressive $36,990 drive-away price, which was originally for the first 1,000 buyers. Now it was then extended to the first 2,000 buyers. It's proving the right mix of value, tech and design is exactly what buyers want. Under the skin, there's a 155 kilowatt, 288 newton meter front motor, 58.9 kilowatt hour LFP battery, up to 402 kilometers WLTP range, 30 to 80% DC charging in 28 minutes. Again, with the 30 to 80% DC charging. Drives me nuts. Anyway, V2L capability, a 13.2-inch vertical touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, heated and ventilated seats, 360-degree camera and acoustic glass. A very long features list. Omoda Jaecoo Chief Commercial Officer Roy Mulnoz said the response exceeded our expectations and shows Australians are ready to move when the price and features all line up. At this price, it undercuts a lot of small ICE crossovers and gives buyers a proper electric alternative without waiting for subsidies. Deliveries are already underway. Strong early numbers like this help build confidence in Chinese brand EVs right when the market needs its volume growth. Practical family transport just got more options. Denza has revealed Australian pricing for its D9 electric people mover at $85,990 plus on-road costs for the front-wheel drive version. That one's got a 230 kilowatt motor and 520 kilometers of WLTP range. And then we've got $95,990 for the all-wheel drive, which will be 275 kilowatt and 480 kilometers of WLTP range. Both use a 103.3 kilowatt hour blade battery with up to 200 kilowatt of DC charging with V2L as well. It's a proper 7-seater with sliding doors, second row captain's chairs with massage and leg rests, over 900 mil of leg room in rows 2 and 3, and a 15.6 inch central screen. It joins the Denza B5 as the third model in the local lineup and is on sale now. And over on the premium side, Cadillac has priced its incoming EVs. The Optiq starts at $80,000 plus on roads. So that one will be 224 kilowatt dual motor, 75 kilowatt hour battery, and about 425 kilometers of estimated range. It is in the sports trim only, while the larger Vistiq kicks off at $116,000 plus on roads. And that one was with 459 kilowatts of power and a 91 kilowatt hour battery. And that one's about 461 kilometers of estimated range. And that's in the Platinum spec. Both feature a big 33-inch Google-powered screens, premium AKG audio, massaging seats, and full safety suites. First deliveries are imminent. These prices put Cadillac squarely into the family and luxury EV conversation alongside the Ioniq 5 and 9 and the Volvo EX90. Geely has quietly upgraded its EX5 mid-size electric SUV. The base complete now claims 475 kilometers of WLTP, which is up 45 kilometers, and the Inspire is for 50 kilometers, up 40 kilometers, thanks to a larger 68.39 kilowatt hour LFP battery. Pricing is $41,990 plus on roads for complete and $45,990 for Inspire, which is about $1,000 more than before. Other additions include a standard cargo cover and a Mode 2 charging cable for regular power points. So that'll be your 10 amp charger. The 160 kilowatt front motor and 100 kilowatt DC fast charging speed remain the same. It's a pretty sensible update. It improves everyday usability without changing the core formula. For buyers looking at the 40 to 50k electric SUV space, that little bit of extra range makes longer trips or highway runs just a little bit more relaxed. BYD has released official images and specs for the Seal 07 sedan, set for its international debut very soon. It rides on the E platform 3.0 Evo with a 69.07 kilowatt hour blade battery, rear motor making 240 kilowatts, and a claimed range of 705 kilometers CLTC. Make sure you keep that in mind. You see, your WLTP is definitely going to be lower. The efficiency figure of 10.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers is impressive. It measures almost 5 meters long with 2.9 meter wheelbase and includes roof-mounted LiDAR for advanced driver assistance. No Australian timing or pricing yet, but the Seal family already sells strongly here, so this longer range, more aerodynamic version could slot in as a flagship sedan option down the track. It shows BYD continuing to push range and tech in the mid-size electric segment. A few quick hits on upcoming models. Cupra has dropped the first teaser for the updated Born ahead of its world premiere on March the 5th. We're expecting sharper styling, better interior quality, and more tech. Full details will drop very soon, and as a part of the Volkswagen Group, it could reach Australia in refreshed form later this year or possibly early next year. Polestar has confirmed the new compact Polestar 7 baby SUV will arrive in Australia very late 2027 or early 2028. It will be the smallest and most affordable model yet, built in Europe and aimed at a segment that makes up about 1/3 of European EV sales. Polestar Australia MD Scott Maynard said it's coming back at the end of 2027 and could spill into 2028. Meanwhile, BMW and CATL have signed a deeper partnership focused on decarbonising the battery supply chain and introducing battery passports for full life cycle traceability. The move helps BMW meet upcoming EU regulations and should flow through to cleaner, more transparent batteries in future iX models. Finally, a policy note worth hearing. Polestar Australia MD Scott Maynard has pointed out that tax breaks for dual cab utes, FBT exemptions on vehicles over $200,000 plus generous instant asset write-off claims are costing the government significantly more money than the EV incentives currently under review. Light commercials still outsell tradespeople by a large margin, and the subsidies for combustion utes dwarf the FBT relief of EVs. Maynard argues that now is not the time to pull back EV support when we're still well short of the 50% new car target by 2035, and the new vehicle efficiency standard is finally bringing more choice. Keeping the EV incentives while reviewing the bigger ute subsidies would be more consistent with emissions reduction goals. It's a reminder that policy needs to be even-handed if we want genuine progress. And that's a wrap for our episode for today. As always, if you have any feedback, info@pluggedinaustralia.com.au. Thank you very much for listening, and until the next time, stay plugged in and stay charged. Ci vediamo.